Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, welcoming back to the program. Friend to the show. It's been a while since I've seen her. She is the founder and CEO of Torchbearer Reentry. The lovely Amanda White is back on Access Houston.
Absolutely.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good to see you. You look great.
Well, hey, I put a little makeup on.
Just a little sham now.
Yeah, just a little something.
Just a little enhancement. Torchbearer has been doing great things.
It has.
For years.
It has.
And Houston is steadily growing.
It is.
Talk about Torchbearer Reentry and what it is that you all do.
Okay, so we opened up the physical door, last year on May of 2019. And so now this is the facility where they actually come and they live. They're coming straight out of TDCJ or they're coming straight from the VA. I have a couple of clients that are coming in straight from deployment when they're coming back from out of they was
serving.
in serving, and then they come straight into the house. So we've been working with them. We offering them, especially our veterans. We really pulling tight for our veterans for the PTSD, the TBI. These groups that are they're needing coming straight out to be able to talk about what it was like, what's happening, and where they're trying to go now, and trying to get their mind right with all the things that they seen over there and all the things that they had to do. So we really are pulling for our veterans right now. Torchbearer has kind of like went from, we still doing the reentry, those that are coming out of TDCJ, but right now we are really still going with the veterans. So we have part of the house is veterans, and then the other part is those that are coming out of TDCJ.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're servicing both.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
You said something that really struck me. The veterans who are coming back home from deployment, and you said they come right to you.
Yeah, we are connecting with VA right now. I'm working with MHA, the Mental Health Association. We're working with them, and by way of because we are there already in place, we're making known to them where the services that we are offering, and so they're being referred to us to come to our home.
Okay, through the VA.
Yeah, through the VA and through other organizations.
Okay, because I was just thinking, I was like, what? Why isn't the government taking care of them like they're supposed to?
They are.
And then they're coming. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that right now it's not enough. You know that old saying, the harvest plenty, but the laborers are few.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it is plenty. They are coming in, and I just don't think that there's enough homes out there that can help to really help reintegrate these men back into the society. Most of my veterans are coming from TDCJ. So I'm getting them by way of that way. Yeah.
You're listening to Access Houston, talking to Amanda White, the founder and CEO of Torchbearer Reentry. How long have you been in this work?
Over 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. I started out with the assisted living, helping them through that way. And then I went into counseling, working in TDCJ. And when I came out of TDCJ, I had developed enough information on how people are falling through the cracks. Plus, I have my own experience,
Okay.
I always like to say I'm just not the founder, but I am a member.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I come from that world. I come from out of drug addiction, and I came from out of, reckless living and going to jail. So I've had the depth, which is my experience, and then I went and I educated myself, which is the depth in the weight. The weight is my knowledge, going back to college, understanding psychosocial, and then just all putting it together, and I have come to understand some areas where I think that most people don't consider being a loophole, what they fall through. And I've seen it, talked to them, done it, and I believe that I have a good, what you want to call it, recipe for helping these men and the women, because I help the women too as well. not falling through the cracks.
Yeah.
It's real simple and it's real easy, but it can be overlooked.
Are the intakers, are they open to the things that you all offer? Because I know sometimes with dealing with people who may have an addictive personality or trying to get clean, they may slip and and fall. But for the most part, are they open to the change and what it is that you all are offering?
Most of the majority of those that I'm helping, men and women, I deal with 10 years and more.
Okay.
So these are people that have been in jail, have taken a look at their life, and have made a decision while they were incarcerated to say to themselves, when I get out, I don't want to do this no more. I want to do something different. So most of them are willing. The majority of them are willing. I would say 1 out of 7 person that I help is probably not willing, but the massive, the 6, they are willing. That's a good number.
That's
a real good number.
Yeah, that is. You're listening to Access Houston. Amanda White from Torchbearer is here.
Yes.
You got the grand opening that is happening. Let's talk about the grand opening of Torchbearer.
I'm excited.
Where?
It's going to be on the 20th, which is next week, next Thursday at 1 o'clock at 7242 Orville, Orville Street on the north side of Houston. We are expecting our Congresswoman, Sheila Jackson Lee. We have a couple of other dignitaries that are going to be there to show up and to rally around these people that are there. One of the things I want to say about the importance of having our dignitaries to come to this particular event is that I believe that they need to see the ground root. Yeah. They need to be able to see them, talk to them, and understand their the trials that they are going through, and then take that back to Congress so that they can get this information. And I think that the best way to get it is right from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited that they're going to be there. And we got a lot of things that's going to be going on.
I was about to say, opening. So when we pull up next Thursday, what can people expect?
Well, we're going to have the color guards. It's going to be beautiful. We're gonna be outside on the ground. By God's grace, I was able to get about 2 acres of land, right? And the house is sitting right on the corner. So when you pull up, you're gonna see the color guards, and we're gonna salute the flag. We're gonna have the raising of the flags. Our veterans, they are really excited. The ones that are at the house, they're going to bring the raising of the flag and what have you. And that, you know what? When I found out about the flag, it really is a ceremonial when you handling the flag. Back in the day when we was in school, I remember, the flag can't touch the ground,
right.
and when you bring it up and when you put it up, at what time of the day do you put it up. So we've been really studying and wanting to honor the flag because we honor America, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we're really excited about that. We got a couple of speeches that's going to be coming there. Of course, we got a little food, to be offering to the community that's coming in, and that is another part. We want the community to come out.
Indeed. So save the date for next Thursday, February 20th. At what time again? I'm sorry.
At 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. We're not gonna hold you long.
Okay.
But we're gonna hold you.
But we're gonna hold you. And you gotta see all of the great work that they're doing. Over there with with your mission. And tell the people what your mission is.
We have a twofold mission.
Yeah.
One, to reduce recidivism. But I believe the most important one is to educate the community. You understand? Because I believe that those that are trying to reintegrate themselves, they are doing a good job at reintegrating themselves or becoming willing to be reintegrated. I think where we lack at is where the community come in. The community want us to reintegrate, but they don't want us to come in. They still got a lot of barriers. They still can't get a job. They still can't get a place to stay. Still having a hard time getting they services, they health, they mental services that they need. There is still a lot of barriers that stand in the way for them to really completely 100% reintegrate back into the community. So the most important thing for me is to educate the people what reintegration really look like. And how the community play a part in allowing people to reintegrate, it's good that you reintegrate, but don't come over here to my neighborhood, things like that. Like that. Don't walk down my side of the street,
Yeah.
But in order for a person to do that, you have to allow them to come down the street because, again, like I said, I have a particular person that's there. He did 49 years. Mm. So he has to do a total overhaul.
Oh, yeah.
I have to introduce him to his community all over again. It's like he's never been here before. Things change. Mm-hmm. He went in before beepers. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So he went in when telephones was literally, they had telephone booths,
right? Not
telephones on the counter, And so he is a person that I hold very near and dear close to me because he really needed.
Totally has to rethink and retrain himself
the
on
whole thing all over
everything.
again.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, as I've said to you before, there is a special place in heaven for you for the work that you do.
I believe so.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're doing good, and it comes from here. It's not for self, you know. It's because you've been through it. You know the struggle. You know that path, and you just want to make that path clear and easy for everyone else.
And it has to be. It got to be a clear-cut path. A lot of times you hear people that has recovered, and if you ask them how they recover, they start out with the word, well, I don't know. And when somebody start out with, I don't know, then they can't tell you. It got to be a clear-cut path. You got to be able to say, I did this, and this. Right. And then if you want to recover, you do this, and this. And I thank God that I have that clear-cut path, and it's not only by my might, but by God's might, that he's given me a good understanding of how to transmit that information to those that are coming out.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. And for you to show your support and see the great work that Amanda is doing over at Torchbearer. Save the date for next Thursday, the 20th, 1 p.m., 7242 Oroville Street for the grand opening of Torchbearer's reentry. Yay. So do that and show up and show love. Mm-hmm. And thank you for coming back on. It was so good to see you.
It's always good to see you.
Indeed.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
All right.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston. Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming in the studio a couple of first-timers trying to help you get your credit right and put you in a home. He is the founder of, He is a part of. I was looking for the company. I was looking for the real estate company on here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real estate guy. He goes by Cory, the real estate guy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it, KG. Cory, the real estate guy. What you see on my shirt is the brokerage that I work for. I'm a realtor here in Houston. I work for EXP Realty, and I am accompanied today by Darrien. I'll let her introduce herself.
The lovely Darrien Dunham.
Darrien Dunham, the Credit Caterer.
The Credit Caterer.
I help people build intergenerational wealth by teaching them how to leverage their credit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. So what would be one's first step to get their credit straight, or at least to help get them in the 700 Club?
Find out where your credit is. Mm-hmm. You can't move forward if you don't know where you are. So that'll always be the first step. And you can do that for free with Experian.com. They'll give you access to your FICO scores, which is much different from your Vantage score and what you need to know. Mm-hmm. So you can start there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how did you get into fixing people's credit?
When I got out the military, I spent 6 years in the automotive industry. And in that time, I came across a lot of people good people, bad credit, didn't really know how important it was. So when I decided to get out of the automotive industry, I was like, how can I give back and also, help myself along the process? So that's how I got there.
Indeed. And Cory, you being in real estate, how long have you been a realtor?
I've been a realtor now going on 3 years, and I have been working with several people here in Houston, even people I haven't worked with directly, in order to help them close. I've helped them with kind of educational pieces. So I've been with EXP now almost a year transition, about a year ago, into a new brokerage for certain reasons. But yeah. Okay. And first, I want to say we appreciate you having us today. No the main focus that we were looking to aim for here was to talk about the event that we are getting ready to host here on March the 12th. And it is an event that me, myself, and Darrien and a third party who couldn't be here with us today because of work. His name is Jermaine, who works for Envoy Mortgage. And we plan on putting on an event quarterly. And this will be the first one, of course, just to reach out to those that are first-time home buyers, people that may be on the brink of home ownership and kind of don't know where to go with the process or where to get started. And we want to just definitely educate them on what they have, the tools and the resources they can have that they may not know, that the common consumer doesn't know, and kind of eliminate some of the myths that come behind home ownership and just beginning that process.
Okay. And the name of the event is called Crib Convos with the Collective. I like the name. How did y'all come up with that? Crib Convos.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
It was important that we made it clear that we were going to kind of be the one-stop shop to make the process as seamless as possible. So that's how we came up with the Collective. Yep. And we worked together. What are we talking about? Houses. Yeah. But we wanted to make it feel more casual. Like, we're not here to just pitch you. We want to provide you with information. Just be in an environment where it's easy, but you walk away knowing more than when you came in.
Okay. You're listening to Access Houston, talking to Cory Grant, Cory the real estate guy, and Darrien Dunham, the credit caterer. Crib Convos with the Collective is happening on March the 12th. What day is that? What is that?
That's a Thursday, 6:30 to 8:30.
Okay,
all
so Thursday evening thing.
In, right before
get
you
some info and go have fun afterwards if you want to.
Right before you start your early weekend festivities,
So what will one expect when they come on Thursday, March 12th? Like, when I walk in, what's it gonna be?
Okay, so first the event is gonna be moderated by Joshua Dada.
What's up, Josh? That's my guy.
When you walk in, it's gonna be a casual networking, mingling piece, so that everybody in the building can, get to know each other, build lasting relationships. We're gonna have complimentary food and drink. So as after that piece, you sit down, relax. While you're eating, that's when we'll give you a brief but informative insight on each piece of the process. And then after that, we're going to do a Q&A for any questions that you may have. And you can always stop afterwards and set up any specific times that you'd like to sit and talk with us, addressing real estate, credit, whatever it is you feel you need.
Mortgage process. And let's not skip over, I know she said complimentary food and drinks, but it is a very decent meal that will be prepared for you. So we definitely want you to enjoy that. We know you're getting off work. It may have been a long day. You missed lunch, and we want to make sure that you are fed. And it is definitely a family-friendly environment. If you have your kid with you, you can definitely bring them as well. We just want to make sure it's an open event to any and all who are trying to take that next step and move towards home ownership, which I believe is one of the best things that anybody here in America can do, is own their own property.
So if I am a first-time home buyer, or I'm thinking about buying a home, like I myself, I'm seriously thinking right now, like, man, am I a house guy or am I a condo guy? For those who are there, what should be the first thing that they have in order before they proceed to coming to you to start the process to purchase their first home?
Right. You got to think about the big components when it comes to home ownership. One, there is, hey, if I don't have all this in cash, then I'm going to need to reach out to somebody to lend me some money to buy a house. And that right there is sometimes the most daunting thing for people. Like, okay, how am I going to get this loan based on my financial situation? And it's easy. If you know that you have credit challenges, Darrien is here. She's going to talk to you about how she can help you, what your credit report looks like, what's a negative connotation on it, what is positive, what you should keep doing. It's not always, just paying down a debt.
Correct.
In totality. Sometimes you got to do different things in order to make sure you're in shape. And then with me, it's just kind of knowing what it is that you're looking for. My job is to match up your needs as well as your budget. Those are the biggest things. I don't want you to overspend. My biggest thing is for you not to have buyer's remorse. But to answer your question, you want to know, what is my budget going to be, in order for my lifestyle not to have to take a huge hit. I want to continue doing the things that I do and expand, whether I invest, whether that's things with my family, my kids and their schools and their sports, whatever the case you want to be. You want to make sure you can still do that and pay for a mortgage comfortably. And so knowing what your financial portfolio is, and then knowing, the different details about what it is you want to buy. Like you said, you were talking about a condo or maybe even a home. Where you want to stay in the city, is your commute a big motivating factor?
Yes.
That's a big thing here in Houston with the traffic and how many people are moving in Houston daily.
Look, bruh, Cory, I have always believed in living close to where you work. I mean, it just economically in my mind from the start, it just made more sense.
For sure.
Every time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's important, right? Because here in Houston, that commute could be an extra bill because you got to pay for gas. You got to pay for maintenance on your car. I'm sure there's a lot of people who live in the suburban areas traveling 45 minutes to an hour daily.
Yeah, daily. Yeah.
And
it's
so that's a
wild.
big issue.
And
That's
Houston is steadily growing every week. I mean, it's wild. So, okay, so that's good to know what your financial portfolio looks like, what you can handle. But, Darrien, if my credit is that A1, no, I ain't got to worry about none of that. I can go up, pull up, sign up, pop out, and be in my house.
There you go.
Yep. I mean, that's essentially it. However, just because your credit is where it needs to be, you still want to make sure you focus on things like your actual finances, because credit isn't going to pay for everything. If you use credit to pay for everything, you're now going to end up in a position where you're not A1 to point out and be where you want to be, right?
For sure.
That when it comes to the home buying process or purchasing
Yeah,
anything,
let's talk about how
debt to ratio.
How is credit that important in that aspect?
The amount of debt plays a huge factor into how much they're going to lend you.
Yep.
So even if your credit score is 759, if you have 100,000, 150,000 in debts, and you just recently took these loans out, then the amount of home that you'll be approved for will now be significantly less than if you waited a while before you applied, or waited a while. I guess that applies both ways for the loan. So yeah.
So when you think about just to piggyback on what you were saying, when we think about the debt to income ratio, right, that she's talking about, yes, having a great credit score, puts you above, most, right? But then it comes down to your debt to income ratio, and how's that broken down is what the mortgage industry is going to look at is your long-term debt, right? Long-term debt can be factored into a few different things: credit cards, car notes, student loans, things of that nature, things that you're going to be paying for a long period of time. They would like to see that at a percentage of your total income. 9 times out of 10, it's anything 45% of your total income gross or less. And then it varies between whatever type of loan that you're trying to get, and it varies whatever type of institution that you're going to, get this money lent to you.
Man, there's a lot of factors in this equation here. But
And
you
we're
all are
gonna
there.
help you out with
You're
that.
gonna help- right,
That's what we're
right.
here for. That's what we're here for.
That's what they're here for. Where is Crib Convos going to be?
It's going to be held at Mark 31, which is not too far from here. It's on Timmons, but it's kind of in the River Oaks area.
Okay.
It's going to be a rooftop setting. I know you asked earlier what kind of vibe can we expect. So one of the people in the city is my friend of mine, DJ Reeks, who puts on events all the time, especially over at the Breakfast Club. He will be hosting the networking piece. So it'll be more of definitely an icebreaker where you can network with not only us, but other people that are like-minded looking to buy a home before we actually get to the meat and potatoes of the actual event where we're discussing what we do in each one of our own individual.
I like it. Y'all making it vibey.
Yeah.
Easing them in.
Ease
and then giving them the goods. That's amazing. Shout out your social. Where can people get more information and follow you all on social media?
Darrien?
My name is Darrien. On all social media platforms, I'm the Credit Caterer. My website is www.thecreditcaterer.com. You can inbox me. I'm very responsive. If I am going to be dealing with your credit, your whole life, right, with your social and everything, I think it's important that I am communicative to make you feel as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, because that's very important.
Yeah, so you can also contact me directly on my cell phone at 281-857-6955. 888-878-7706.
There you go.
Whatever works for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I go by Cory the Real Estate Guy. I guess you could, that's my alias or not. But Cory the Real Estate Guy on all my social media outlets. And it's Cory. There is no E in my name. My wife would say I'm probably anal about that, but it's Cory, the Real Estate Guy. And you can find me giving out eons of content on the daily about what it is I do in real estate and the different resources that you have available to you. And yes, you can reach out to me on YouTube. I have my videos there, but I'm always accessible. I do this 24/7. So morning, noon, and night. You can email me, text me, call me, DM me.
Indeed. And save the date for Thursday, March the 12th, 6:30 at Mark 3131 Timmons Lane for Crib Convos with the Collective.
Yeah. Oh, and the third party of us is not here. He's doing what he does. He's out here writing mortgages and actually getting people money lent. So the third part to this equation is Jermaine Fife, who works over on at Envoy Mortgage. And I work with him, and Darrien does now, as well as helping people to that home ownership, getting your credit right, getting the person that's going to walk you through the process, and then actually getting the person that's going to give you the money to buy the house.
I know that's right. All important.
All important.
Yeah, this is going to be dope, man. I appreciate you all coming through and giving some little nuggets so people can get motivated and get themselves together.
For sure.
So
it's absolutely our pleasure. And of course, tickets are available on our Eventbrite right now. Just search for Crib Convos with the Collective. Get your ticket to join the conversation.
Free. No payment. It's free.
Okay, for the free.
It's a free event.
Very important. It's a free event. So
real meals and drinks.
Real meals and drinks.
That's
just a little bit of your time.
So pull up on Thursday, March the 12th. Cory, the Real Estate Guy.
Yes, sir.
Darrien Dunham, the Credit Caterer. Thank you all for coming on.
Thank you for having us, man.
My pleasure.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.